differently, and they're getting him, right? If it was the Hells Angels and a gang, I think it would have been done differently. To me, it kind of feels a little bit more of an internal strife, maybe a poorly executed hit. You, as the expert, what do you think?
No, I think your guess is as good as mine, because this is a moment when really we can only speculate, and guessing game is unproductible in this case. But I think that the two possible scenario are an internal struggle, like you said. If that's the case, it has to do with previous wounds that never heal. And if it's a new challenge, has to do with someone who was a member of the same organization and now is challenging the old guard with the support of another criminal group. And I think a criminal group mostly based in Quebec. But it's only speculation, Tom.
So one of the things that, okay, so I was going to, you'll appreciate this, I believe. I was going to say, hey, and I was going to reach out to you. That's why I did. I'm like, I want to do a little more on Canadian Cosa Nostra, the Canadian landscape. And there was like a hit a few months ago, whatever it was. I'm like, oh my God, I need to cover this. And then I heard there was another one, and then like another one. Like, it's not a daily thing, but it's fairly common that a lot of Italian gentlemen are kind of going either way. And it just seems, there's from the macro level, are they fighting over the cocaine trade? Is it the new fentanyl, like as he talked about in Bad Blood? Is it the construction? Give me the macro view of whoever these players are. What are they fighting for, Signor Nicasso?
Okay, Canada now is a perfect place to produce synthetic drugs.
Yeah,
because the port of Vancouver help many criminal groups to import from China the chemical precursors, the ingredient that they need to produce synthetic drugs, methamphetamine, but most of all fentanyl. It's a perfect place to invest money because of Canadian lenient legislation against money laundering. It's a perfect place, a transit place to move any kind of drugs from north to south. So, meaning New York and many other places that you can reach through the Great Lakes. And it's a perfect place if you avoid violence. Because in Canada, no one really care about organized crime. And you won't see any complaint. The only complaint is when you see blood on the street. Nobody said, oh, there are people investing money in Canada. There are people doing this, people doing that. No one is complaining. Politicians continue their long-standing sleeping on this issue. They won't do anything. And so the only variable that could create a little bit of turmoil is violence. And so violence is what eventually will trigger a reaction in this case. And in Canada, people used to say that if Montreal sneeze, Toronto gets sick. So, I think that there are so many illegal activities that now are very profitable, like, for example, illegal betting or gambling. Gambling is a fantastic source of income with less risk compared to drug trafficking. And now they move from the traditional house gaming to chat rooms, private rooms in some website that with a server in Belize.